Your nervous system controls everything. Here's how PEMF therapy could help it work better. So let's talk about PEMF therapy, what it is, and how does it regulate the nervous system. So if you've been listening or watching, you know how important the nervous system is. And I hope you're rethinking your child's or your own clinical issues, because a dysregulated nervous system means that you can't pay attention, you can't think, you can't heal. And a variety of symptoms can look like you have a clinical issues, right? So when we're talking about nervous system dysregulation, these symptoms can show up as understimulated behaviors or overstimulated behaviors. You might have a kid who's highly emotionally reactive. You might have a kid who's shut down. These are internalizer and externalizer behaviors, and we might be perplexed. And, many people try medication because that's what's put in front of them. And we are really diving into in these episodes all about science-backed approaches to mental wellness, behavior, and really non-medication approaches. So you are looking for them, and this is a place where you can get education and information. And I'm not against medication. I'm against it being the first line of defense. Okay. So parents need to know more, right? When you know more, you can do better. Right. And so let's talk about PEMF, or Pulsed Electromagnetic Field therapy. You may have heard about it. This is a micro series. We're going to talk about it in 3 episodes. And what is it? So it's low frequency electromagnetic waves that go into the cell, and they're designed to promote cellular health. It works directly on the parasympathetic nervous system, pushing your autonomic nervous system, which controls your stress responses, down into that beautiful, relaxed state. I often have my Calm PEMF with me at all times. I have it right now. And I ran myself for a long time today, just, coming off a stomach bug, which doesn't happen to me too often. Just really trying to get my nervous system and my cells working better and get myself back to sleep, because for me, sleep is my thing, right? So at a cellular level, that's what PEMF works on, right? And actually, who developed PEMF? Not my Calm PEMF, that was me with the manufacturers, but NASA developed it to help their astronauts have better health in space. How cool is that? I love it. They do neurofeedback, they do PEMF, like if we're doing something for NASA astronauts, the rest of us better pay attention. So it's sending low hertz frequency to the cells. And again, number 1, it's improving cellular communication and health, putting you in a parasympathetic state. And lastly, it's reducing inflammation by improving detoxification, which is incredible, right? So it's promoting the body's own natural healing abilities. It's promoting nervous system regulation. It's really cool, some of the things that it's used for. So how does it actually work within the body? And then we're going to talk about some of the conditions who could benefit from it and a little bit of the science. What it does is it stimulates the cells, right? So it's creating with gentle electromagnetic pulses that stimulates the cells. It's improving energy production, overall function of the cells, right? How cells clean themselves. Cellular health is not just important in the future as we age, but it really is critical in so many of the issues that our kids are faced with clinical issues, right? Next, what else it does, right, is it helps blood flow and oxygen within the blood by improving circulation. That's what PEMF does, right? And when we have increased blood flow and oxygen, it helps to get nutrients into the brain and body. So that's another big one, because we're so stressed and we're just using so many nutrients. It just helps to optimize what's already there. It also helps to optimize your supplements. Increased blood flow means you have less inflammation, and that's key to calming the nervous system, because as you know, Inflammation is one of the greatest threats to mental health. 76% of autistic brains in postmortem studies were found to have have neuroinflammation. So it's real, it's there, and I can see it on those brain maps. PEMF also regulates the nervous system, right? So it calms that overstimulated nervous system that probably in a fight, flight, or freeze, and addresses some of those underlying issues that lead to constant activation. I have so many people, not just me, who use Calm PEMF. Go back and listen to the episode with Elena. I mean, it is a beauty in regulating the nervous system. I need it for Calm. And, we have 3 different types of device, one for attention and learning, which really kind of zips you up. And then we have the stress and anxiety. There's also a focus component in that, one of the 6 protocols. If you want to learn more about Calm PEMF, that's the device I created, you can go to drroseann.com/CALMPEMF. That's Calm PEMF. We created this amazing device. And as I said, there's 3 kinds. We have one for attention and focus, one for stress and anxiety, one for infections and toxins, based on people that had been coming to our clinic for 8+ years. And I had run hundreds and hundreds of protocols. And I wanted a portable device. We're going to talk about portable devices and at-home devices, but it has the same clinic protocols. You don't have to go to the clinic. They're in this device, and they are the same actual potency, in a way, strengths. So the same frequencies at the same levels. And everyone always asks us, like, what's our frequencies? That's proprietary. And the device has protocols that are proprietary. They can't be sold anywhere else. But we're using it for so many reasons. And every device has what I know to be essentials, which is, improving detoxification, addressing common genetic mutations, helping sleep and anxiety. These are critical components that improve health. So these PEMF, we're talking about what it does, right? So it's sending this low frequency hertz to the cells, and our device is very different because it's specific to those issues. Most devices are general frequencies that have general improvements of cellular health, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong. But this is really about people who are really trying to address very specific problems, right? Now, a lot of people just get stress and anxiety because, it's awesome and it's great. But PEMF at this low hertz, this is not a Rife machine for all you, Lyme people. That's high frequency, and that's not FDA approved and regulated. It's changing that cellular communication so it can act more healthy. And of course, again, nervous system regulation. So one of the biggest things that it does is it's calming that nervous system. It also rebalances brain waves, and it can aid in normalizing brain waves. Now, different from neurofeedback. Neurofeedback is direct brainwave retraining, where Calm PEMF is working more on the cells and obviously the autonomic nervous system. And once you regulate the nervous system, a lot of things can happen. It's pretty incredible, right? Calm the brain, everything follows. So who can benefit, right? So we know, right? It's changing the cells. It's pulling you in a parasympathetic state. It's reducing neuroinflammation, inflammation within the entire body, right? And then improves detoxification. So many positive outcomes can happen just from that. And who does it benefit? So it can benefit children and teens. So kids do not operate my device on their own, but they can with supervision from their parents. This is very small. This is an iPhone Pro, and it's smaller than that. It's the same width with a case on. And we use just a really nondescript fanny pack. Also, we recommend, just using like a vest with a pocket and doing that, but it has to be close to the body. You want to put it right here, close to your chest, heart area, or on your stomach. It doesn't have to be touching your skin. And, the kryptonite to Calm PEMF is moisture and water. So you're not going to bring this in the bathroom with you. You're not going to take this on a hike when it's 120 degrees. You really want to make sure it's protected and not getting wet. But other than that, it's pretty darn awesome. And the way ours works, by the way, is that we have 6 protocols, and each protocol has 3 time lengths: 1 hour, 2 hour, 6 hours. And the protocols are specific to each of the 3 ones, right? So there's not a duplicate. Our number one bestseller is stress and anxiety, because it also has a focus component to it as well. Just incredible in terms of what it is. So kids, people who have attention and learning problems, stress, anxiety, OCD, a lot of my PANS, people or Lyme have this. People who just are concerned about health by this, and that they want to use this for, there's adults are using this for anti-aging. I mean, in order to age better, you protect your cells, right? When you protect your cells, you're much less prone to disease, including cancer. I'm not saying that this is going to cure cancer, but we know that when we have healthy cells, we're much less likely to have disease states. So I'm a huge fan. I do intermittent fasting every day, have on and off since it was before it was called intermittent fasting. Since 91, I've been doing it. Why do I do it? After 12 hours of fasting, not recommending this for kids and teens. This is for adults. But after 12 hours of fasting, a process called autophagy, which is the dishwasher cleaning of the cells, occurs. So no food for 12 or more hours. Your cells turn on a cleaning process. So you have much, much better health, and it's interesting because when you look at women, because women live longer than men, who live very, very long, they will often tell, as part of this research studies, when they've done surveys, they'll often not eat breakfast, and they'll often eat, couple of small meals or one big meal, and they're living longer, right? Because again, we live longer. And of course, we don't want to just live longer. We want to live more healthy by having cellular health. But, our Calm PEMF, again, people are using it, just to improve in their health. But most of my people have clinical issues. So these are designed for people who are trying to improve mental wellness, not just have general things. It's very different. Please don't ask me about your device. I don't know other devices. The level of device increasing in every kind of device for nervous system, for neurofeedback, for PEMF has dramatically increased during the pandemic, including my own came out. It can be beneficial for clinical issues and for just general health. And wanting to live longer and more healthily, and have your kids have better health. Science says that it's been shown to improve attention, cognitive functioning, reduce inflammation markers, reduce chronic pain, and ANS shifting, all with consistent use, right? So most people are using this several times a week. We recommend at least 4 to 5 times a week. It's a piece of cake, because you're just popping it in your pocket. And what the research says is they're seeing a difference in some of these clinical issues after 4 to 8 weeks of consistent use, right? Of PEMF in general, not my device, but PEMF, right? I've had cases where people are like me, where, I'm very sensitive to things. I notice something immediately. What did I notice? I slept better and I was calmer. So anything that's going to improve my sleep, I'm running to get it, because that's my weak point. That's what I need help with, right? I've had kids who've had, rage and problems with paying attention, show huge differences in, as little as 3 to 5 weeks. Everyone's different. And when you now are starting to understand, you do a little bit of different things at the same time, you got to have proper help. And, if you're following me, you're getting lots of information and understanding. You got to start somewhere. But when you're using this as part of your health plan, and you're making other changes, even saying, hey, Dr. Rowe, we're just going to eliminate the one food we think is an agitator for Johnny. Great. Because that one thing creates more wiggle room and helps. And the more you regulate your nervous system, the more willing and responsive your child is. And, what I love about our device is that You get one and the whole family can use it. So if you're interested in learning more about Calm PEMF, you go to drroseann.com/calm PEMF, all one word. Super proud of this device. It's amazing, great positive feedback. And it's just so easy, right? You can pop it in your pocket and be calm anywhere.